Hi everyone, this is Sandeep. We all learn new things every day in life. We keep learning from the day we are born, including the way to walk all the way till the end. Learning has to be a continuous journey. It is a continuous process. Otherwise, our success will halt too. Many people slow down after schooling, and learning process kind of halts for many people. But some people continue to learn different things, new things, or deep dive into the things that we are working on or doing studying on. It could be mastery, it could be research, it could be anything. Now, there are different topics or different research done in the process of learning, like how to learn faster, how to learn smarter, better, a lot. Now, today I'm going to bring three legendary people who have lived through and given their techniques, tooling, and process and experience for us to take away to improve our own learning process. And I'm going to talk about Albert Einstein, who was a famous American scientist, we all know, who wrote a letter to his son on the process of learning. I'm going to talk about Richard Feynman, who is an American physicist who has defined a technique called how to learn anything. It's called Feynman technique. And third, I'm going to talk about an author who wrote the famous book called Flow. And I'm talking about Mihaly, who has done deep research in the process in the flow state. And there is a lot of research done by many people after that. And flow state can be is being currently attributed to the peak performance because people's the outcome in that is, you tend to perform best when you are in the flow state. Now, all three are different spectrum of the same core concept of learning, and how we can take away and apply to our own process of learning to achieve mastery in life is what I'm going to explain now. So I said, here is a letter that Albert Einstein wrote to his son, Hans Albert, who was learning the piano. He says, I am very pleased that you find joy with piano, this and carpentry, in my opinion, for your age, the best pursuits, because those are the things which fit a young person such as you very well. Now, this highlighted part is a key takeaway for us. He says, mainly play the things on the piano which please you, even if the teacher doesn't assign those. That is a way to learn the most, that when you are doing something with such enjoyment that you don't notice that the time passes. I am sometimes so wrapped up in my work that I forget about the noon meal. So he kind of alludes to the state of flow here in terms of, getting so deeply involved when something is so passionate that you're doing on or working on. And you end up, not realizing how the time passes. We all would have got into the state some of the activities we do as if we love what we are doing. And here is the key lessons on learning that I could deduce from Einstein's letter, and I thought I'll put this here. So he says, like, explore deep and let your thoughts wander, thinking, trying, experimenting different things and learning from that. So he says, let your thoughts wander, and thinking and experimenting, exploring different things will really help creating that innovations. I think Bill Gates also alluded in one of the interviews to indicate that, letting the thoughts wander really brings up many innovations. And don't let the fear of failing prevent you from trying something new. So you will likely make mistakes, but that's the process of learning. And putting yourself in a position where you teach or help others, may feel burdensome, but it will help you better your own understanding. This was also taught by famous American physicist Richard Feynman. It's popularly called Feynman technique, as I explained in the starting of the video. Now, here is a brief, set of principles from Feynman technique. His technique states: first step, choose a concept you want to learn about. Pretend you are teaching it to a school kid, like a sixth grader. Identify the gaps in your explanation, review and simplify. So his technique is focused on it's a continuum process, but identifying the gap until you are confident that you are thoroughly understood the concept, and keep simplifying it to the such a level that even a sixth grader can understand. So that is Richard Feynman technique that I spoke about in the starting of the video. And we also have what Einstein has written about letting your thoughts wander and experimenting different things. So the flow state, which is a secret to happiness, is a famous TED talk that Mihaly, as I said, he gave in 2004. You might want to check that out in YouTube. Now, he also wrote a book called Flow, which is a famous book. It's a national bestseller. He speaks about the psychology of the experiences and the flow state, particularly we all have heard about. Now he says learning and doing things you enjoy puts you in a flow state where you indulge so deeply that you forget external environments. Now flow state was coined by Mihaly, who asks what makes a life worth living, noting that money cannot make us happy. He looks to those who find pleasure and lasting satisfaction in activities that brings about a state of flow that really makes someone happy. And he says that is a secret to happiness. Spend most of your time doing and learning things that you really love, which makes it difficult to differentiate between work and fun, and you'll be really happy in life. This is my takeaway from these three legendary authors and scientists whom we spoke about. And a lot of things as a lot of things is dependent on what field we choose, and whether it is passionate for us, and whether we can dedicate rest of our life mastering that field that we choose, and that really makes a difference in life. So I thought I'd bring this up, and to my audience, hope this was helpful. Thanks for staying with me.